All right, man. Listen, for those of you out there, serve your purpose. Keem definitely is. And what's today?
Saturday, brother.
It's Saturday?
Yeah. What's that mean?
Working on the weekend like you so. Welcome back to another Purpose Serve podcast episode. Almost blacked out there. I got my boy with me, Keem.
What's going on?
I'm not even gonna lie. He definitely, within the recent years, definitely helped me shape my mindset towards the way it is now. And it's crazy. On a typical Saturday, we'll be working together and, besides working, but having like real legit conversations. And he helped me shape the way like I think and the way that I view the world. And it definitely developed like my open mind, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
This guy's a clown.
working there at Planet was great. Just every day. At first, it was kind of hard.
Definitely.
You don't want to work somewhere that you just don't want to be at Planet Fitness. Well, it's a great job to have to move on to the next level, but for us, we kind of grew there. Not even kind of, we definitely did grow there. So
It was
great conversations. Great
Yo,
people,
that's
great
like
people, great energy, great vibes, everything.
everything, yo. So this is crazy. Like I talked about this on a previous podcast episode. Yo, I'm gonna have to trademark a lot of things that I'm saying. You know what I mean? I notice that I say that a lot.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? I know that I say that a lot in previous podcast episodes. I don't know. In the future, I might put that on a shirt.
Yeah, you could make some merch.
Yo, make some merch.
Opportunity to make money.
You already know.
Yeah, but let's get this thing started off.
But I was talking about how like the interesting people that we met like through there, like like from like the teachers, the like anybody from any walks of life, you know what I mean, and how honestly they definitely motivated me to keep pushing me to head into like I guess a positive direction and just keep going for everything that I'm doing and not quit. They definitely like helped out with that, and hearing their perspectives on their life and hearing other people different walks of life that like come through and they genuinely like just sitting there talking to you. Like I guess most people just like tune it out, but he'd be the first person to tell you that I listen to a lot of people like all day long, like a lot of people.
But
like
that's the one thing. Like we come across so many people. We have to listen. Like even the small people, where not even small people, but sometimes like our mind first thing is judgment. So the people we don't want to listen to, we gotta listen to, because
you was the good at that.
The gems, they dropping gems, but we just all right. We gotta change our perspective and actually hear certain things that they're saying and like take it with a grain of salt. But so many people, and we'll be talking. It's so crazy because we'll be talking about something about life or existence or God or like learning certain things, and moments later somebody would come in and they would talk about the same thing and kind of just word for word, like verbatim of what we just said, and reiterate and be like, yo, like it was just a sign, like you're going on the right path.
Yo,
keep doing it.
I don't mean to cut you off, but it was like it's oftentimes like when those moments did happen, like it would be like within like it was like a 5 to 10 minute like time span sometimes, and certain times when somebody would be talking, we out of nowhere just start bust out laughing hard as hell, like really like dying
Crazy.
Laughing, because they don't get like why we're laughing,
right?
But like for us it's just like, yo, that's crazy what you just said.
And it's like even when we tell them like, yo, like we were literally just having a conversation about this, and they're like, oh, like yeah, that's kind of crazy. But for us, it occurs so many times, like we started to get numb to it. So like at first it was funny, crazy, like oh wow, but then we started getting numb to it, like yeah, like after a while like,
it got real regular.
Yeah, that we know. So my biggest thing about like I'm so grateful for Planet Fitness, but the experiences like we had, not even our talks, like our talks were great, the people we met were great, but I got to learn people's habits.
Yeah.
And like, okay, if you're working out every day, like what if you're working out every day to a good intensity, then what's the results? Or if you working out doing the same routine, what's the results? If you come in here half-ass, or if you're coming in here some days, then what's the results? So I really got to learn people's habits and how to get results. And it's quite simple. It's not easy. It's simple.
Right.
Just work hard and you'll get results. And work hard at the right things. But yeah. But let me first by introducing myself.
Oh yeah, we skipped all of introduce yourself, man.
Love, it's always love. It is what it is, and it is what it will be. It is Keem Rob, Tykeem, but everybody knows me as Keem on social media platforms. Keem Rob. Follow me on Keem and Tay, TikTok. We're going crazy right now, and we're about to do a great giveaway. We just hit 100,000 subscribers, so that's.
Could you give any hints to the giveaway?
We'll be giving away 3 mystery boxes. So in the boxes, there's some good prizes. Can't really say what, but I can give it. One thing will be beauty products in the box for men and women, unisex. But yeah, so I am a influencer, a model, a entrepreneur. And that is who I am. Be selfless in this life, give back, and I'm first a servant of God. Give service, anything I can help with, reach out. I'm gonna say it again, Keem and Tay, and Keem Rob on Instagram. Give service because you get, just always make sure to get back. Always make sure to get back. And it's so crazy because the idea of service is giving back. And it's this great concept because, look, you, Daryl, me, Tykeem, me, Keem, I'm working every day, right? And as I'm working, I'm not giving back, and I'm not giving back. I'm only thinking about myself. So I'm not realizing what's going on around me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So this idea of service helps others, me including myself, realize what's going on around me, so I'm aware. So service helps awareness. So it's all connected. Yeah, you'll get it back, but it's not about what you get back. It's about what you give other people. Like, I lead this earth as long as I gave everything I could give. That's all that matters. So service is big. What about you?
Man, it's like it's even in PS, like it's purpose served.
Right.
And the very first thing that, even with the podcast that I talked about, was what purpose served personally meant to me and how important service is into me. Because honestly, I agree 100% with everything that you're saying. I personally feel the same exact way. And I feel as though that our missions on earth is to create something, a product or a service or anything. It don't even have to be that, but in a realm where it's a selfless thing, right? Because collectively you're adding to what's around you, and instinctively you're adding to yourself as well. Because the one thing that I started noticing personally, once I started giving back and being more selfless than I ever could, is just that more people are more than willing to help you out in return.
Right.
And you don't even have that kind of mind state to even be to begin with, that you're asking or doing something in return. It just naturally just happens. And for me, early on, when I had that order switched, it's just that a lot of things came with it due to the fact that I had a personal agenda, and for example, just manipulating the situation for what it is to best serve me. You get what I'm saying? And oftentimes it ends up biting back at you from a way in a way you least expect it.
Facts.
So it's just
it's the ill will. You have the wrong intentions.
Yeah.
Right idea, wrong intention.
Exactly.
So I mean, let's talk about that a little bit more. Give me an example where you had the right idea, but it was a wrong intention. I mean,
oftentimes it definitely correlated in the beginning with my basketball intentions, because I was real selfish the way that I was going about it, which anybody that's playing sports will be. It's just that you're going to make it about yourself. But it was one of those things where I was so blinded with things that like around me that it kind of like in a way just made me start losing focus on the things that's like around me because I was so worried about myself and everything. So when things seemed like it was going wrong in like I guess a basketball sense, it felt like my whole world was collapsing yeah. when it really wasn't. You know what I mean? But that's just me being selfish about the situations. Somebody that they respect in regards to getting information. Most of the time, you got people that's like I call a term like superstar, yeah, where you just like give them a cold shoulder, and it's just like for me growing up, that's what I got, and I started turning into that person that wasn't going to give out that information based on how I went about trying to get information, and I had the cold shoulder put towards me. But then, as I said, like I started switching that mind state where it's just like for me, I started looking at everybody literally as if they were me. You get what I'm saying?
Yo, bro, speak on that. Because listen, that's why service is so important. Purpose served is so important because it's connecting. This is life full circle. So if I'm helping you, you're going to help somebody else.
Absolutely.
It's going to touch somebody else. If I give you a cold shoulder, you just explain, somebody else going to get the next person a cold shoulder.
You're absolutely right.
So it's just about, okay, not like consciously thinking about like, okay, I'm going to, like, and we talked about this, like, I'm going to give back for a reason, and this is the reason because it's for my own good intentions. But once you start doing it, you forget like, okay, this is connecting to this person. But so one thing I will say is what comes back full circle, and it's like a aha moment, is when you see the impact.
Yeah.
When you see the impact, that is everything. So this idea about purpose serve, beautiful, connecting to another person, but once you see, okay, we talked about your past experience in your past podcast. Please watch it. Great experience about his life and how he, got to this moment. So we talked about,
that, my brother.
The no, I got you, brother.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So the last podcast you talked about your experiences, and how you got here. So that in itself is a true beauty, because somebody else watching this at home is going to look at this and be like, hey, like D went through this. This is what I shouldn't go through. Or he went through this. I'm going through the same thing. This is how I can change. He did it. I can do it too. So these stories, these stories connecting with other people and giving back is so much bigger than us. And it's one word, impact. Like purpose serve, impact. Keem Rob, impact. That's it. There's nothing more, nothing left. Keep it simple.
Man, as y'all hear him talking literally like right now, these are the type of things that, when I literally started going down this path and I was like, yo, this is it. This is me. This is what it's going to be. This is like one of the main people that kept like guiding me when I just started like, derailing sometimes. And he just like, yo, just stay focused. Just keep going at it. Like, yo, just getting me to notice the things around me instead of just me thinking that every time, I feel as though I'm giving it my all and I'm not getting nothing in return. It's just like, yo, is it working out? Like, I'm telling you, just got to keep going. And that started like highly influencing me to stay persistent with everything that I was doing. Like, I would, God honest truth, like, we would talk like every day, like, you know what I mean? And I would just tell him like, this is the new schedule that I put for myself. This is it. This is that.
Same thing.
Yeah, for real. Vice versa.
Yo, y'all don't listen. We was working at work. Not like I'm Scott. If you seeing this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we apologize, Scott. Yo, we love you, dog. But yo, listen, man.
But
yeah,
we was working at work. Like we would write down. I would write down a list of modeling agencies where I'm sending my portfolio to, and D would write down a list. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, it's not no one page. Yo, it's like 10 pages, 12 pages every day, making contacts, cold calls, contacts, cement our portfolio. Hey, every day we think of new ideas. Okay, how are we going to get here to this moment? I want to be a model. I am a model. D is a basketball player, but so much more. How are we going to get there? So one thing I will say, like, we work hard, very persistent, but I'm learning now, like, and you're learning now too as well. You just got to be smart.
Yeah.
And like very strategic in a way you work hard, because it's a difference between working smart and working hard. The rich work smart.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
We work, the 9 to 5s work hard. Who have you ever known that has had two jobs, 3 jobs, that was a millionaire? A hard worker. Who do you know that is a hard worker that is a millionaire in regards of the 9 to 5? I'm not talking about.
Yeah, you're talking about, like, for example, this job is done from you. Like, like we talked about this with the different type of ways of making money, between, like, you know, sacrificing time for money, doing investments, and having multiple streams of income.
Right.
But, you know, sacrificing time for money is just one of those where while you're here being at work, is other things that you can't do because you're here, and then you leave there and then you go to another job that's like the same exact thing. So it's just like, what are you giving back to yourself?
Correct. And that's not, you're not working smart. And what's the point of working so hard? You get one life. Why are you working so hard and not working smart for yourself?
Yeah.
Right? That it just, for me, for you, certain people, matter of fact, all people, it just doesn't make sense. But I think we kind of, I'm not going to say we, but certain people get into this idea of conformity, which we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
That it's like, okay, like, I'm cool with this 9 to 5, so I don't have to give, like, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with working hard. And they are familiar about, okay, I'm conform with this. So, and my mom and dad did it, so I can do it too. They worked a 9 to 5 and they worked hard, so let me do the same thing. No, break the cycle. That's all it is about. Just break the cycle, and you'll get there. Like, but my whole thing is about learning. Going back to this point of how hard we worked at Planet Fitness, of trying to get signed, and still on our midst of getting signed, is we wasn't working smart
at all.
We was working harder. So for the people out there, just work smart. That's my biggest thing right now. I'm learning, just work smart and put your time into your craft, and any type of capital you need, put it into your craft. Like, the other day I got off the phone with I'm not gonna say who, but a buddy of mine, and he was just talking about you know, like, yo, I got off the phone with my dad. We was talking. I ain't like that.
Yeah,
but,
you're crazy.
Yeah. So I got off the phone talking to my dad.
Said a buddy of mine.
My dad runs an e-commerce business.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. So he was just saying, like, yo, like, I'm getting into stock. What stock should I do? I'm about to take this class. I'm like, yo, stocks are great. Investments are great. Learn about it. But if you got, like, money, do what you can do and put money in the stock.
Yeah, and invest in yourself.
Right. But we cut out.
All right, now we officially back.
I'm back.
All right.
So quite simply, like, do what you can. If you make $70,000 a year, right, then take that money to invest, right? You work a 9 to 5 job, take that money, invest, put it in stock, learn about stock, or buy and sell, flip houses or shoes or anything that you like doing.
Word.
But don't force it. Like, my whole thing is, I'm good at social media. I'm good at growing. I'm good at consulting and telling other people, like, this is how you grow. Marketing, that's what I'm good at.
Yeah, we was literally just talking about that before this podcast even started, because I had some questions for him, you know, about, like, growing my platform and different things, because, like, we talked about this literally for years about, you know, he, like, I just had got off the grid right around the time, like, I met him. Mm-hmm. Like, getting back on the grid, I mean, like, being active, like, on social media. like a couple of months later. Actually, it was like in the middle of like 2018.
Right.
Like, you know, I was off the grid before that point. You know, just to focus on myself and really hone in on like just me. You know, because I just felt like before that time, like I wasn't using like social media constructively.
Right.
You know, so
and that was the time when the cops and stuff like that, and that was you coming back from, well, you went to Spain,
yeah,
and coming back, so that's reasonable, you know.
Yeah.
Why not to use it? So, you know, go ahead, keep going. My fault, I ain't mean to cut you off, brother.
But that's crazy. Honestly, I just lost my train of thought that fast. That happens a lot, as y'all see. But ultimately, what I was going to say was, as once I got to the job and we just started talking, and I started realizing a lot about forcing things and how often that I did force a lot of things and just keep doing the same thing over and over again. You guys know, with getting different results, it's not going to happen.
Right.
So oftentimes, like we did it to each other all the time. We're just like, yo, I've been doing this, and that, and I haven't got nothing out of it. And it's just like, yo, this is crazy. But I'm gonna keep saying this to you guys so you like completely understand this. But there's a difference. Like, you got to balance knowledge and action.
Right. When
you got too much of one, you're going to reach a frustration point. You have to balance those two out. You can't just be out there always trying to find the newest information and the most relevant information. There's going to be an overload. And at the same time, when you're taking action all the time, you're going to get frustrated because you're going to not understand why the things that you're doing isn't working
at all.
And you're just going to keep doing things.
Keep doing it. Like, and this is, I'm so grateful, I'm thankful. Gotta say it, because I am. Thank you. You know, so
that's the vibes.
One thing, like, yo, if you good at riding bikes,
ride a bike.
Turn it into a business. Whatever you are good at, turn it into a business. It's not like, I'm not saying that things aren't hard.
Yeah.
It's simple.
But it's not easy.
It is not easy. Like, the work is hard work. It's different type of work. So what I mean by that, like, now we talked about the hard work, 9 to 5, working for money. But if you're working towards your dreams, you know, having money work for you is different. It's different work, you know. So going back to this idea where it's like, okay, I lost my train of thought. So when we go back to this idea, when you lose your train of thought,
like with pretty much doing something that's lined up with like your purpose and doing something like with fulfillment, like even with I think that like our main connection, why like we were able to like get each other through like tough situations in the past, was it had a lot to do with we were both on a path that not a lot of people go down, with chasing your passion and turning it into something where it's like it creates something that's bigger than money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, bet. Now you brought me back.
I got you, man, always.
Yeah. So bringing it back. So
he still lost his train.
No, I had it. I grabbed it. Now I gotta get it back. But so darn it, Johnny.
Come on,
just
Johnny.
Had that thing.
Come on, man.
But no, on passion and work. So in regards to like we was talking about working hard, right? And your passion. So that's, again, I'm bringing it back to the same point. We met there for a reason, and my whole thing is like, work. If you like doing something,
just do it.
Do it and create a business out of it. Like, we oversimplify things so much where we create anxiety. Like, anxiety is a real thing, but we create anxiety for ourselves because we overthink.
Yeah.
And it's a simple solution. If your whole thing is solving problems, right? You like solving problems, create a business out of solving problems. It's not hard. Like, if you like writing movies, create a business out of it. If you like writing, create a business out of resume writing, or create a business out of editing. Like,
so this is the, like, honestly, the main reason why I started this brand, Purpose Served, and also why I'm doing this podcast. For example, if anything that you want to do, for the most part, you're going to add your unique twist to it, or whether you create something new, but it's somebody out there that has the blueprint in some way, shape, or form of what you're trying to do. And honestly, everything that's around us, to me personally, it's like a threshold of inspiration for you to see something and be like, oh, like what made somebody like dead serious create like a broom?
And a broom. Who thought of that?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, everybody like, duh, a broom.
That's necessary, but it all starts with the mind and being creative and putting the idea. Like we talked about this last week about thinking like this podcast is so hard to put together, but you did it, and it's not as hard as people think. Like we think, and we like going back, we overcomplicate things and create anxiety because we overthink, but it's simple. Like, you want to put a podcast together? Buy a camera. Work hard, right? And in regards of working for capital, buy a camera. Start a podcast. Buy all the equipment and use money as a tool. We don't use money as a tool.
Nah.
You know, speaking facts. Gotta say that. Drop.
No rap in my cab.
No rap.
Yeah, how hard is it when you first started going down this road of an influencer for you to like hone in on your confidence? Because like I always say with like the different unique people that I had like on this podcast, from from different types of walks of life, from NBA, like rapping, anything. It's just like for me, I'm always
mental,
everything. I'm always curious about how people go through these situations with the mind state that they do when the odds are stacked up against them.
So I really don't think it's not. I don't know about the odds being stacked up. I really just think that it's just lessons. Just learn from them and small little tweaks. So at first, being a model, like I didn't want to be model influencer. I was scared what people, not really, I was scared what people thought. Like, I'm gonna say it, like, if I was out taking pictures, babe, don't take no pictures. Like, us even recording out in public, please don't take no pictures, or don't take no pictures of me. Who cares?
Word.
Who cares? You already rich and famous. Who cares about what Jim Bob is doing? Nobody cares. Who cares? This is your life. The reason why you working so hard and you're taking pictures, doing videos, doing what you're doing, is to give back. It's not about what Jim Bob thinks about you. You don't give left about Jim Bob, because I'm trying to impact Sally Sue. Well, I care about what Jim Bob thinks about me if I'm trying to impact
Jim
Sally
Bob
Sue.
And Sally Sue.
Yeah, and look, and you never even know. Jim Bob may think one way about me. Sally Sue may look up to me. And Jim Bob's daughter is Sally Sue. So it's all connecting.
Yeah, full circle.
So I don't really like, at first I really was struggling and I overthinking, going back to it. I'm like, yo, like, I'm scared what people gonna think. Like, I'm on TikTok. What's she looking for?
Who knows?
Is that?
This is a ghost feature from Mom Dukes on a podcast.
Mom Dukes on a podcast.
Yeah,
shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Mom Dukes. Ghost feature. She over here looking crazy now. She just staring now. She just staring now. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
What'd you do? You did something.
I ain't do nothing. She just, I don't know. I think she's just taking the moment in right now.
Respect that.
That's all that is. Peace out, Titan. That's my road dog.
I'm gonna get the dog. Gotta get the dog. When I move to LA, I'm getting a dog. First thing, set it here. No cat. But anyway, yeah. So, I was scared. Like, I was scared what people thought. Like, even my family. Like, I always wanted to project this idea. Like, I did want to be a doctor. I ain't fucking want to be a doctor. My whole thing, I would be on the camera. I always wanted to be on the camera. There's no stopping. There's nothing different. So I would always move around and be like, yeah, like, I want to be a doctor, but I wasn't confident.
Yeah.
So now you speak me. No, I'm an influencer. I make money from this. This is what I do, and this is what I am. I'm not nothing less and nothing more.
Right.
Well, I am more. I'm everything more. Let me fix that. I'm everything more and nothing less. Let me fix that. So my whole thing is just getting. It's a moment where you like, okay, yeah, I'm doing this, and you don't. There's no looking back. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't looked back since. So it's. I don't know how to explain it. Like, where you realize, like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I do, but it's kind of, it's like a feeling, but also something in your mind that clicks. Like, yes, like 2 days ago, I woke up and I was very thankful, but then something came over me. I'm like, yo, life is like really short. Like, I think people overlook how short life is.
Yo, I talk about this all the time. I literally talk about this all the time. And what made me honestly really start thinking about that was when January 1st, 2020 hit. It made me think about from January 1st, 2010 to January 1st, 2022. 2022. What am I talking about? January 2020. But I was just thinking about from me being a teenage kid to an adult and how that 10-year time span went by so fast and how much change went through a whole decade. And now we're embarking on that right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where 2030 is going to come out of
Out
nowhere.
of nowhere. So why, if 2030 right around the corner, and not even, I don't think about the future. Like, not, I mean, I plan, but like, I'm living this moment now. But
Yeah.
in regards of if 2030 right there, and you know how fast life moves, why do you care what Jim Bob thinks?
It's over. Yo,
It's
it's
not thinking, doing what you truly want to do in this life.
though it's oversaturation. Like, I want to say, like, for the both of us, when we started breaking out of that matrix, I guess, when you are so influenced about everything that's around you that it blinds you to you, where you get to the point where you don't know who you really are. You know what I'm saying? And when you start to break out of that, you start to feel crazy about yourself because you're overthinking, like, because of what somebody else thinks and what they're doing over what you think and what you're doing. You're holding their opinions to a higher standard than yours.
It's your opinion, and only a true opinion. God opinion matters. Judgment, because everybody does meet judgment. Whatever you believe, don't believe. My belief a little bit different than yours, but so it really is about you. Like, even with your family opinions, like, it matters to an extent where, okay,
Just say what direction we're going into. I feel as though with all our journeys and all of our lives, we can always learn from each other, no matter what it is. Literally, no matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? When I first came into the situation where I worked at Planet Fitness and meeting all the different people and everything, my life had no intentions of going down a road that it's on now. But ultimately, through that experience and through these different encounters that I had, it ultimately led me down this road. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately. Jumping. Them boys up to something. All right, well, but yeah, it ultimately led me down this road with, like, for example, meeting somebody like Keem who pushed me to just keep being a better version of myself. You know what I mean?
as well, likewise. But nah, there is no but. I really don't like anything that I can offer, anything that you can offer. Just reach out.
Absolutely.
The audience out there listening, we got to come up with a name for your supporters.
Yeah, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, we got to come up with a name for your supporters, your servers.
That's ridiculous.
You're reaching that one. But drop a name in the comments down below.
Yeah, whatever y'all think. My PS peeps.
Ooh,
PS peeps.
PS fam, PS squad, PS something. It got to be PS though.
But yeah, like, just say again, how they can reach you right now, so I can, like, put it in the description and everything.
So definitely reach out to me, Keeman Tay. Follow us, Keeman Tay, on TikTok, on Instagram. We're giving away a huge giveaway for our, congratulations, thankful for this 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, so we'll be giving away 3 boxes, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, 3 boxes, maybe 4. Keeman Tay, like I said, Keeman Tay, on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. That is a big thing. YouTube. We're growing. We're growing the family. We're growing the family. So please, just support. Not even just support. Support us to this beautiful moment that we're growing into, becoming a beautiful family. So we're creating a family, and
yeah, just follow the journey. You know what I mean? Like they putting a special journey out there, and just be along the journey with them. You know what I mean? And the most beautiful thing about it is right now, and these are like the early stages of everything that's going on. So you don't want to hop on a train ride when it's too late. Right. You know what I mean?
And and that's a big thing. Like, being on the train ride is great, but it's a little bit different because I really look at us, not even supporters, like our followers, our friends, people that we don't know as family. So like, if you need help, reach out, please. Just reach out in any field. Like I'm specifically, like, I know, I don't want to say I know, but I have knowledge in marketing, digital marketing, analytics, how to read analytics, TikTok, like Instagram. So reach out to me if you need help in regards to how to grow your platform in general, and I will always be willing to help. If you have any products, any service, anything you can think of, any business that you can give me, will be great, and we'll put it on our TikTok, and we'll just exchange service for service. So like I said, Keeman Tay, once again, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. It is what it is, and it is what it will be. Once it's stuck, it's stuck, baby. Like, follow our journey, follow the family, and be a part of us. That sounds a little bit weird. Let's say be a part of the family. But yeah, keep impacting, keep touching lives, D. I love what you're doing here, and right now, I'm grateful for 100,000. We got 100,000 on TikTok. We got 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Nice.
We got 7 followers on Instagram. And I'm thankful for all of it. Grateful. I'm happy, Our first 100 subscribers, I was on break. My girlfriend, she texted me. And she was like, we got 100 subscribers. What? I called her out. What? We got 100 subscribers.
Yo, that's how I felt about 10, man.
10, going crazy. It's always the 10, the 100, the 50s, and then the 500,000 and the 1,000. It's always those that's so big. But even the 1 follower is big for us. So even for you,
yeah,
that's big. So listen, 100, 10, 1 follow, support. I'm so happy. And just for us,
yeah,
tell us how many subscribers you have right now and followers on Instagram.
Honestly, I don't know that number off the top of my head. It's like 130 something, I think. And on YouTube, I think I got like 40 subscribers.
That's great.
But it's just like, for me, the biggest thing was just as long as like I impacted at least one person. That's like all I cared about. You know what I mean? And still to this day, it's just like, for me, like, from talking to you, like, as a
no. So now, impact. So now, when we do our second installment of this podcast, right? I'll look back at this moment and be like, yo, D, you have 47 subscribers. Keep me at 100. Look where you at now. Look how many people you impact.
That's going to be crazy.
Not about how many followers you have. Look how many people you impact and the support you got and the family you've created. This PC, this not PC, but this PS Nation that you created. Look at it. Purpose served. Look at it now. And we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep moving, keep impacting, and that's what it's about.
And also, like, to be quite honest, always, like, I can't stress this enough. Like, by the time I get to the end of these podcasts, it's just that I really appreciate you guys for listening every single time. You know, that means the world to me, and it's like, that's the reason why, like, I'm even doing this. You know, I didn't even like, at some point I felt as though that my words wasn't going to be important to people, and like, but you guys are showing me otherwise, and I really do appreciate that.
It's love. It's always love. Always give back in this life, and that's it. And people, listen, people care, but don't, whatever you're going through, don't feel bad for yourself, and don't make it worse for yourself. So what I mean by that, don't overthink it. If it happens, learn from it. What's the Maxwell? The book we had to read. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn.
Book.
Great book.
Shout out O'Shea. You know.
Yo, that's my man's, man. I don't know if you watching this or not, man, but yo, he's the GOAT.
Shout out O'Shea.
He's the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT. He's definitely.
Yo, you gotta have him on this podcast next, or somebody. You know, not somebody, but the upcoming podcast. Like, he got to be on here, bro.
Yo, he definitely got to be on here.
Oh shit.
You guys will love him, man. He's a cool vibe, like 100%. And he was one of those people that I was so intrigued by the way he carried himself and like his aura. You know what I mean? It just, like, this guy seemed like he had the Midas touch. He could just flip any situation just like that.
Say
you know what I mean?
Right words. And
always got a smile on his face, like. Yeah. Cool dude, man. But that's like one of those people where I started learning a lot from just like talking to him. Like, we both, like, we had some crazy conversations with him, man. And it's just like, it's very thought provoking, and a lot of things that he said, like, you know, triggered me to think different about a lot of different situations.
Facts. One thing I'm sorry, but we just, as a people, all humans, we just gotta break this curse, this generational curse. And I see it unfolding. Like, it's a beautiful thing, especially in the community that I'm around. Like, our generation is beautiful, and the younger generation is beautiful. Yes, we live in the era where social media is very prevalent, and, you know, it can hinder certain things. Like, it can, but it's a beautiful thing. Social media is a beautiful thing. Use it to connect. Use it to meet new people. Use it to make money, and use it to grow your business. Like, leverage, we gotta learn how to leverage our situation and the situation that we in, and don't look at other people's situation for what they have. Like, we can't look at the bull on Instagram or the female on Instagram that's driving a Maserati. Look, you gonna get there.
Yeah.
But why start out at Z when you at A? What gratification do you get when you already get the Maserati and you don't got to work for it?
Listen, this is crazy, man. This is weird. I thought I was going to end this podcast. This is kind of crazy, but you just said something that was, like, extremely thought provoking. But for me getting to this point, I realized that the most important thing is the journey.
Yeah.
Like, me and Steve recently was talking about the movie Soul, and like, you know how you could. You can drown out your passion and your purpose, and it just silence everything else around you, like what we was talking about earlier. And just people not honing in on the experience and everything that comes with it. And this is something I talked about literally on the last podcast episode about how important, like, experience actually is. You feel me? And not, like, this is crazy. These headphones is crazy. But
now you know, between me and you and between your followers, now you know what you gotta do in the next, what you gotta get, what you need.
This is crazy. This, from even doing this podcast right now, it's like so many different ideas that just came about from just doing this right now. Like, I told you guys this, and this is something that, like, I got cooked up with him, how two minds, when they're in sync, they create a third mind. See? Instinctive. But yeah. And
But talk a little bit about the Soul. You're talking about Soul, the movie. Talk about that a little bit more.
so pretty much like from his journey and the way he looked at things, he felt as though that he was not quite there.
Right.
He was never quite there, even though he was doing everything he possibly could, with chasing his dream. And he felt like it was always in arm's reach, but he was never there. And then once he got to that moment, he realized like, oh, this ain't what I like thought it would actually be. I thought it would be completely different. You know what I mean? And the dude died.
Yo, speak on that, brother. Like that, we talk about this like,
cause it's just like it's crazy. Like, yo, you never know when you about to take that last step, yo.
You never know. You never know you take the last step. And that's why it's so imperative. We talked about earlier in the podcast. We talked about living in the moment and being in this moment of now, and how service allows you to see, okay, what's going around around you. So being in this moment, it's like, okay, well, now that I got to this point, right? Now that I think when I got to the top of the mountain and I look around me, I'm like, what's next? I'm gonna take that in and I'm like, what's next? But I think when that's where people fail at, is because they don't live in the moment. They're so fixated on the top of the mountain, they can't see what's going on around them. So it's not about what's next. It's about going back to it, the journey. We're gonna keep on working and we're not gonna stop. It's no end goal. There is no end goal. If your end goal is generational wealth, you're not going to see that end goal at all.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to see the start of it.
Yeah.
You're not. So we talk about this top of the mountain. There is no
top of the mountain.
There isn't, brother. You ain't, and if it is, you're not going to see it. Keep on working. Keep on doing what you love to do, so you can, 1, impact, 2, give back, 1, impact, 2, give back. That's 4. That ain't even make sense, brother. But 1 impact, 2 give back.
But in between those two, man, it's always like a transformation that does happen where you evolve between that, And to me, when you keep going down this road, like, I always like, there's another thing where I talk about on this podcast where it's just, I always say set the destination first and then create the consistency second. It never should be in reverse.
Right.
Where you got trying to create the consistency to get to this destination. You just got to already have set out what you're trying to do. And as you keep going down it, it's going to keep evolving itself.
Look, is there really a destination though?
Nah, there isn't. Because the destination is already here. That's what I personally believe, to be quite honest. Because this life is, God honest truth, is what you make it. When you wake up, tomorrow is not going to be no different from right now. And a day after that.
But you know what is different?
What?
The opportunity. The opportunity to fulfill, no, I don't say fulfill, but the opportunity to do what you love doing or what you like doing. If you don't love something or you're not passionate about something, then do what you like to do. It's an opportunity to do what you like to do. And you wake up, thank God, thank the universe, you woke up this morning and you had the opportunity to do something that you love, you like, or to impact and be selfless. So, drop the mic. I'm not playing with you. Never was I playing a game.
We dropping bombs out here, man.
But hold on, cut that forward part out, because people are like, 1, 2. That's 2, brother. That's not
1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. It don't matter. The whole point is that people get what you're saying.
Yeah, that is a fact.
You get what I'm saying?
That is a fact.
Because language to me is like, I've been looking into this as of late. I've been going down the language rabbit hole with people communication skills when it comes to like orating the things that's going on in their head.
Right.
And what's that filter system like? And through symbols and objects, how do they portray those thoughts with their perspective? That's why things is like,
break that down to layman's terms, simple terms.
That's crazy. I got to learn how to start doing that because it's just like I'm really bad at that. But for example, if you got a kid that's just learning colors and learning how to write their name, around that time they're still trying to learn how to use language and the things that's going on around them to portray their thoughts. Like before that point, all they knew was how to like cry, and smile and be happy to portray what they're feeling in their thoughts. But it's not like people don't think like babies have thoughts. It's not like they don't have thoughts. They just don't know how to use the language to get their thoughts out there.
So what they use instead of their feelings, not their feelings, but their actions, crying, yelling, crying, laughing,
But nah, you just hit it right on the money because like I'm learning a lot from my mom through like because she's big on emotional intelligence, and it's just like we speak through our emotions. We operate through our emotions. There's like logic that goes into that, but for the most part, we see the world how we feel. So if you are sad, you're going to look at the world as sad. If you're happy, you're going to look at the world as happy. It's not like you're going to be happy and look at the world like it's mad at you. And that's how, that's crazy. And we put language behind that. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And with that being said, that's how people, to me personally, take in other people's vibes. Like, you know what I mean? By what they saying and everything.
No cap. Oh, no cap. Oh, my goodness.
See, man? You know what I mean?
Jeez.
But this is something that, I didn't plan that I was going to say. This happens a lot where from the things that I look up and I research, these are the ideas that start coming in my head to understand myself better, to honestly understand the world that I'm going through better. And what better way than to understand like linguistics and language, and how different cultures, and their different language and how they portray, how that shapes their whole culture. It's kind of crazy because we're all stuck in some sort of box of limited thinking, but you got to sometimes think what's causing it. And that's going to oftentimes, you're going to understand what limited beliefs that you're holding on to. You get what I'm saying?
You blowing my, no pause, cat. I'm at, messing my head up. I can't even think right now. Hold on. Dang.
Yo. You get what I'm saying though? That's the thing. Like, I'm sorry. Like, sometimes I do say to you guys that a lot of times that when I say things, it's like, it's too much, but this is how I receive it as well. And sometimes I got to take a little bit of time to really understand what, that I be researching and stuff like that. Because literally how he is right now, that's how I am when I look this stuff up for myself. Where it's just like, whoa, what is this? But in a way, like, I'm starting to, weirdly enough, understand things more and more quicker. For example, when I'm talking about it right now, I'm trying to be able to break it down so that the next person understand some of the stuff that I'm trying to understand for myself,
And it's been another Purpose Served podcast. If you're not with it, if you're not with it, you lost in the sauce, brother.
You lost in the sauce.
Listen, D. Listen, love what you're doing. I gotta say it again. Next, we need some. Who's next? Let me ask you that. Who's next? Can I ask who's next? Let me ask.
You can ask who's next, but for the most part, I like to keep things surprise.
All right, bet. Can I put it in the little suggestion box? Throw that in right there. Can we? Hello?
We got this.
All right. Can we hear something like, I want, not me, but people in certain fields, like maybe somebody trading stock, real estate, or somebody want to be a teacher. Who next on here? I mean, we talked about we did have, you had a rapper on here.
Yeah.
Who's that? Mental consultant? What? She was
oh, you're talking about Reagan.
Yeah.
So she's so cool. She's so cool. Like, she started pretty much an initiative, like a 20-something collective of 20-year-olds that's that's doing something unique right now. Like whether that's yoga instructors,
That's fire.
people that's involved with finances.
Oh, I need to get in touch with her. Yeah,
Oh yeah, like dude, you got to reach out to her. She's
Definitely.
like she's so cool,
definitely.
and like pretty much like what she's doing, I like was so fascinated in, and I was like, dude, like I gotta know about that, you know, and I learned so much from her, like as well. And even though, like, even with people like in our age group, like a lot of us are shifting through from just like making something of ourselves, you know, and delivering ourselves like to the world, you know what I'm saying, for what we are doing. And no matter what that's happening, but it's on the matter of like how the world is going to perceive you, because the world is going to perceive you no matter what. It's just what image that you're going to be out there giving them. And all right, man. Listen, for those of you out there, serve your purpose. Keem definitely is. And what's today?
Saturday, brother.
It's Saturday?
Yeah. What's that mean?
Working on the weekend like usual.